So, earlier on, Arsenal beat Burnley 2-1. Elsewhere today, we've had victories for Liverpool and Bournemouth, for Everton and for Norwich, with City against Tottenham to come. If you're already on NBCSN, don't do a thing. But if you're watching on CNBC, that is it for our allotted time. So for continued Premier League coverage, join us over on NBCSN right now. We're going to have all the goals to come shortly, but the team news is in at the Etihad for Manchester City, Tottenham, Spurs, the last side to beat City, of course. Robbie, City.
Alisson continues in goal. Rebecca, 20 clean sheets from his 38 Premier League appearances last season. An outstanding goalkeeper. Back four, there is a change there. John Stones drops out. Nico Otamendi gets his opportunity to play alongside Emerick Laporte, who really is the first choice central defender. Into midfield, again, City have the luxury to change, to rotate. Gundogan, who's recently signed a new extension with the club, comes into midfield. Rodri's been that $79 million man that's done a great job in the middle of midfield. De Bruyne, of course, offers so much going forward. And a front three, again, two changes from the front three. Aguero is in for Gabriel Jesus, and Bernardo Silva comes into the right-hand side. And this is how it looks, Rebecca, on the field of play. Continued 4-3-3 for them. Lots of movement from the fullbacks. De Bruyne only got 2 goals and 2 assists in the whole of last season because of his injury issues. He is looking really good in midfield. And just finally, take a look at that bench. That is a stacked bench, Man City, and that's the strength of their squad. So many great players at the club.
De Bruyne named captain today for manager Pep Guardiola.
Pep, 2 very good, very close games between these two teams in April. What do they count for today? Will the rivalry be on the minds of your players?
It's the past. So when we win, it's the past. And when we are not qualified, it's the past. So last season was an incredible season for us. And it's the second game then the Premier League. The first game at home. It's difficult to find, better game to play at home for being the first one. And nothing. Try to do a good game and enjoy it, everybody.
Robbie L's got Tottenham.
Yeah, milestone game for Hugo Lloris, Rebecca, making his 300th appearance for Spurs in all competitions. At the back, you see Alderweireld and Sanchez at the back too. No Jan Vertonghen, he's on the bench this week. Ahead of them comes a midfield partnership of Winks and Sissoko. They've got a big job on today. They've got to deal with City's runners from midfield. Ahead of them, good news for Spurs fans. Christian Eriksen gets the start. He was so influential when he came on last week. And Tongi and Ndombele get his club record $79 million. He got an important goal last week. And talking of goals, Harry Kane, historically he doesn't score in the month of August. Well, he got a brace last weekend against Villa and got the Prince up and running. And this looks like the team shape. Sissoko and Winks are going to have a real job on in the middle of the park. And just look at the bench. Jan Vertonghen's back in the squad. Celso and Moura give him options from the bench.
They tailed off towards the end of last campaign, didn't they? Lost their final 6 Premier League away games of the season. Here's manager Mauricio Pochettino.
And of course you put Christian Eriksen back in. What persuaded you?
No, I think was training really well. I think last week for us was a risk to try him to push to play 90 minutes. I think today, and of course because we have Giovanni Lo Celso, that is a player that can fit perfectly in his position. I think yes, we can take a little bit of risk to play from the beginning with him, because we we know that very well that we have a backup player on the bench that can make the same than Christian, or similar performance that Christian can provide the team.
Of course, the transfer window in Europe is still open. Christian Eriksen could still be sold for a number of days yet, Robbie. How key is